plus analysis, where we take you through the headlines and the stories and the trending issues and topics in all the media platforms in Nigeria and, of course, beyond Nigeria. Today is Thursday, 16th of July 2026, and you're welcome once again to today's review of newspaper headlines and details. My name is Mariam Afolabi, and this Thursday morning I have with me in the studio, starting with Ayobola Ayla. Good morning, Ayobola.
Well, Miriam, it's always a pleasure to be with you and then see your face early mornings. And then, of course, I want to say good morning to Nigerians far and beyond Nigeria.
All right, we also have our analyst with us, Adebayo Abubakar. Good morning, Adebayo.
Yes, good morning, Mariam. Good morning, Ebola. Good morning, Nigerians.
Good morning, Adebayo.
And to be a part of the program, you can call us on 09124221019, 09124221019, or 00518992441. And please, like we always say, go straight to the point. We are wasting much of time and do not insult any personalities or any unwarranted claims. All right, let's move on to the headlines that we have this morning. Ayobola and Lali. This is one of the most trending ones. And says court orders federal government takeover of 48 properties linked to Malami. And Adebayo said the Federal High Court in Abuja has ordered the final forfeiture of 48 properties linked to a former Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice Abubakar Malami to the federal government. And the judgment held that the EFCC had established the reasonable suspicion required by law to justify the forfeiture of the assets. Adebayo, let's start with this headline this morning.
You see, a lot of us, while in the run-up to 2015 general election, we supported Buhari because of his personality. He's somebody that is generally regarded as, or referred to in the northern part of the country as Megeskia. That is the truthful one, the honest one, the reliable one. And on that account, a lot of us rooted for him. Those of us who had never encountered him beyond when he was the head of state and the various attempts at getting the presidency before he finally got it. He also headed the PTF under General Sani Abacha then. So we rooted for him on account of his honesty. But there are some elements in his government, in his cabinet to be precise. He trusted people, I don't want to say blindly, but he trusted out of naivety, with the belief that everybody would naturally be like him. So he trusted a lot of these people. They abused that trust, and they constituted a stain on his reign for that 8 years. How can you imagine the number one law officer under President Muhammadu Buhari is being accused of breaching the law, violating the code of conduct for public servants? He confessed to having accepted gifts that runs into billions of naira. Gifts. And that's one of the things that a civil servant, a public servant, must not accept. Accepting gifts has the capability to influence your decision. It can bring about conflict of interest. Because somebody who had gifted you something, you want to repay in kind too. So in such a case, there could be conflict of interest. So as a result, public servants are barred by that code of conduct from accepting gifts. He claimed to have accepted, he confessed to having accepted gifts running into millions of naira. How did he justify that? Now look at, out of about how many properties he had, he was meant to forfeit over
48 properties.
Out of about 50 something. That's more than 2/3 of the entire assets. That is it's very unfortunate. It is very, very unfortunate. And he's so, I don't know, he's a lawyer, and I believe he was practicing, but in his entire practice, I don't think everything he had earned, assuming without considering that he didn't even eat out of his earning, everything obligated together cannot amount to 1/3 of all these properties. So it's very unfortunate, and that is the mentality. It's not about Malami alone. That's the mentality of an average Nigerian just going for one political office or the other. They want to go there and have a grab of their own. Somebody was even telling me that every time people will be praying that Nigeria go better. I mean, Nigeria never better until you get there, because you must chop you before Nigeria go better.
Yeah.
What are you eating? Somebody said, I think Jose Mujica, former Uruguayan president, he said a developed country is not one where everybody has a car, but it is one where everybody can travel with public transport and be comfortable. Go to the UK, you see ministers, even with the prime minister, on the queue for public train to join their train service, bus service. So if you make everything, conducive, everywhere conducive, everything comfortable for people, you can benefit from it. Let me give you an example. You look at go to Lagos and see BRT. Anybody, be you public official, can board that bus and still in his air conditioned and they don't really overload. You wait for the next.
tó bá máa já bóyá kó máa fi àwọn advert yẹn sí 41 so possible.
ṣé kò display lórí ibẹ̀ yẹn ni.
ó jẹ́
ẹ̀wọ̀n pé táìmù 39 ẹ̀ ló 40 ló máa wà 39 something kí n round of bike ó sì bẹ́ ó sì gà sí. Yàtọ̀ bá ń sọ pé ó ń ṣẹlẹ̀.
Management conversion, no problem. With money points NCGC.
mo ti ẹ̀wọ́ pé bóyá tó bá fi sí 41
Pay small. While you save
so that tó bá já sí 40.
CNG, cleaner, safer, affordable, driving Nigeria forward.
Visit MEPI CNG accredited conversion centers today or visit www.pci.gov.ng.
You are ready at work, doing the needful, bringing information to you as we usually do.
Contains Artemisa and Lumefantrine, available in cherry-flavored dispersible tablets with very convenient dosing for kids. Shalatam is also available in tablets for adults. Knock out malaria in 3 days with Shalatam from Shalina Healthcare. If symptoms persist after 3 days, consult your doctor. Shalatam is endorsed by the Nigerian Medical Association.
Are you subscribing to my channel?
No better picture, no better sound at all.
My brother, follow Rodo. Nigeria don't go digital with free TV. You get over 100 channels. I see, you don't go pay every month. But I will need new box, no now. Use any free to air decoder or download the free TV mobile app for your phone. Just point your dish to night concert and enjoy. No be so I tell you.
Digital.
Now National Broadcasting Commission bring on this message.
No let them leave you for back. Switch to digital now. Free TV, better TV, no monthly wahala.
Guy, we don't need talk things so. Ha, make I go do my work, we go continue this talk later.
Oh boy, you don't talk. How bad? You know they tire.
Now the new level be that too. This new MTN sachet bundle don't make life easy for me.
Brotherly, involve me now. Make me say they follow ya like you. Talk until you do MTN sachet bundles. Dial *312*7# and press 2 to start to enjoy from 100 naira. Load down, talk, they go.
No firewood, no charcoal. Say hello to the new. No smoky party. Everyone no smoky flavor. Can be like your taste buds. You no smoky party. Jala. You no smoky party. Jala. Smoky party.
Enjoy the new noise.
So ẹ tẹ̀ sí padà. Bàbá tí mo ṣe fẹ́ yà. Kí ni tàtú ọwọ́ mi? Mo kàn ń rò lọ́kàn ara mi ni pé nǹkan bí màá wà tẹ́lẹ̀ tó bá fẹ́ travel àti tó bá fẹ́ lọ bèrè iṣẹ́ bì kan kó má dà fẹ́ tiẹ̀ pé ó lè kó má lọ jẹ́ lógó o. Kí kó má lọ jẹ́ kékeré. Náà máa gbọ́. Ó dà mọ̀ kan tó fọ́ ni. Lélè ni mo ṣe ń gbà yẹn. Lélè ni mo ṣe ń di ó lọ màá yẹn. So bọ́kọ̀ bí ṣe fọ́ngbà yẹn pé àti kúkú ṣe ní tàtú wà á rí pé wọ́n parí ẹ̀ gan. Ó máa ń dùn yàn bẹ́ẹ̀ ń dùn mí mi ṣe ṣé wọ́n ní ẹ̀mí wá continue.
Today's review of newspaper headlines and editorials. First, with the news.
Yeah, welcome back from that commercial break. So this is Usobi 101.9 FM and Thursday edition of today's review of newspaper headlines and editorials. Those analysis with Adibaya Abubakar, Mariam Afolabi, and Ayobola and you. Adibaya Abubakar, we'll still have that conversation on Malami, the forfeiture of his property. And
Yes.
before you continue, I want to actually ask that because you said he's a practicing lawyer. This person is the ADF. What exactly do you think? Okay, maybe future politicians or future leaders we should look forward to when choosing people that are supposed to represent law like this.
There is nothing you can do about it because it is not written on the forehead who is going to betray the law after being appointed.
But then what about character?
What you need to do after the normal vetting being done by the security agencies, all you need to do is to put in place a robust measure for preventing, and in case anybody manages to breach it, then there should be punishment. The law should take its course, and that is what is happening now. Once you just strengthen the rule of law, that is all. So as I was saying, sorry, the quotation I made the other time was not by Jose Mujica. It was one-time mayor of Bogota who said that a developed country is that one where everybody can take public transport, not where everybody has a car. So all these are politicians, they are forgotten. That's why you hardly see any Nigerian politician retire. They don't retire, they die in the corridor of power. Because if they should leave Aso Rock and go back to their respective villages and they have malaria, there is no health center in their village that can take care of that malaria. So they would rather die at the corridor of power. They bring them home in government coffin. Their coffin. That is why that is their own. That's how they are configured. That is how they are wired psychologically to function. That is why you see all this rapacious stealing of public fund, unexplained wealth, and the easiest way to make money in Nigeria now is politics. Because within the twinkling of an eye, a pauper can become a billionaire. You can become a presidential aide, and before you know what's happening, you start controlling millions, and you begin to have aides. The chief of staff, you that's a chief of staff domestic to somebody, you have your own chief of staff too. So and so on and so forth. So this kind of thing is what the rule of law can only prevent, and that is what is taking its course now. But it's unfortunate that somebody who should be a role model to upcoming lawyers, because the ultimate aim of an average lawyer in Nigeria, if they cannot have a successful law firm of their own, become the number one Attorney General of the Federation. And for such person occupying that position to abuse grossly such an office like this is unfortunate. We are still in search of that role model. Like the Ghanaian author says, the beautiful ones are not yet born. Maybe they have been born and they've died. We are waiting for new ones.
All right, Iowa.
Yes, well, since you are on the issue of being in the legal realm right now, I will do another one, and this here is from the cable, and this is Saraki petitions CJN as and opposes some rank for Kwara Attorney General. That's in person of Senior Ibrahim Salman over malicious of a bank robbery charges. Now, Adebayo, some would want to argue that, does he really need to go this far in order to, do one or two things as regards to the charges that are being brought against him?
Well, while I read through Saraki's petition, I felt his pain. But then at the same time, I don't think NGC has control over the appointment of an Attorney General. It's a political appointment. And the Council of Legal Privilege and I've forgotten, is it? Legal Council of Legal they have their criteria. So whoever meets it, and anybody whose misconduct is established, they have their own definition of what constitutes misconduct.
Definitely.
So, and if former governor and former president of the Nigerian Senate, Dr. Bukola Saraki, feels he's being persecuted, at least he has the courts to prove his innocence and again leave the rest or push the rest to the court of public opinion to judge. I don't think I wouldn't know whether there is a framework within which the Nigeria Judicial Council can punish an Attorney General for, in quotes, abuse of processes, because he said the Director of Public Prosecution, the Director of Public Prosecution had cleared him of such, and again that he was never, invited for questioning before those charges were preferred against him. And these are arguments he could take to the court of law and argue over there. So I don't think he's a politician, and we have a way of politicizing everything. Well, I understand how he feels, feeling persecuted, and again by. Like they say, judiciary is the hope of common man, and the Attorney General of any state or be it federation is responsible for facilitating that hope that the common man is meant or is expected to have in the judiciary. For example, if you have a case now, you cannot afford a lawyer. It is the duty of the Ministry of Justice to provide you with a lawyer. So I understand how he said, but for non-initiates like us, we may never understand the way they fight themselves out within that political arena.
Well, you see, Adebayo, in within the context of the petition, he did mention that, well, and I don't want to quote directly, but just the generality of it, that he probably doesn't see him as somebody, as his conduct as being not too moderate for such an office. But this is coming from former Senate president, who is also involved, or has been involved one way or the other in making or, helping in bringing out these laws that even this court follows.
The conduct is as defined by Dr. Bukola Saraki, not by the law. But if he is able to convince the law at the court that this conduct is unbecoming of the Attorney General as it affects his own case, then on that ground he might be discharged and acquitted. So, but I don't think, I honestly speaking, I do not know how to. It's unfortunate if those allegations are true. It will be an unfortunate thing for those allegations to be true. But then, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
You can't.
Still, before we move away from legal matters, the fake agency scandal, Atiku presidency clash, as Senate rejects fresh probe. But he's just talking about the controversy surrounding the purported Presidential Foreign Investment Promotion Council, as the Senate rejected for the second time in 1 week a request to investigate the controversial budgetary allocation to the alleged agency, while former Vice President Atiku and the presidency traded. But I think it was on Tuesday that the Adeyemi was arrested by the police. So let's have your reaction to this one.
It is unfortunate that somebody like Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, who had once occupied the position of a number 2 man, and now an aspirant to becoming number 1, is sounding in a way that suggests he doesn't have confidence in public institutions. He is talking about an independent probe. No probe will be independent because Atiku says it is independent. I repeat, no probe panel becomes independent because an Atiku says it is independent. We have the ICPC established by the Nigerian law. Do you expect President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to go and call Ghanaian Anti-Graft Agency or Cameroonian Anti-Graft Agency all in the name of seeking for independence? It is unfortunate, and I hope one day, when he gets to the out of his stool, something like this will happen, and I will watch the opposition, undermining the integrity of this kind of institution. Who should President Bola Ahmed Tinubu have called upon to carry out that investigation, if not ICPC or the EFCC? You see, we make a mistake of wrapping institutions around the fingers of an individual. Rather than strengthening individual, we are strengthening personality. That's the problem. If not for strong institution, the United States of America has a president now that is ready to bring down what America has built in terms of democracy for over 250 years. But they have strong institutions. But here, every institution we attach its vibrancy, we attach its independence, we attach its integrity to an individual. Like I said, there is no pro panel that will be independent because Atiku Abubakar says so, or because Makinde says so, or because any opposition says so, or even because President Bola Ahmed Tinubu says so. No. It is going to be independent to the extent that the law defines its function. And he was mentioning NBA and other professional organizations. What we describe as being credible in Nigeria is anything that favors us. If the NBA goes into it now and comes out and gives the federal government clean bill of health, you start hearing a different song that the NBA has been purchased. They've been bought over. Those are the kind of things you hear. We must not, because we have not been there, and start, to desecrate the seat by, wild allegations, left, right, and center. Which organization in the United Nations has never been indicted of partiality in this world? And I will name one. I will give you an example of where they had carried out investigation and people believe that they are not so straightforward.
You mean the countries of United Nations?
I'm talking of United Nations that Governor Makinde was calling upon to come and investigate.
Oh.
So, a pro panel is not impartial. It's not independent because one opposition figure says so. No. We only say they are impartial to the extent to which they satisfy our yearnings, and again, they buttress or they reinforce our narrative, that
Alright.
narrative we are trying to push.
Let's go for this commercial break. When we come back, we'll have other headlines to talk about. Please stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Have a good time. Kivo Krima, even when you need to clear your eyes. Kivo Krima, when you need to have a break time. Kivo Krima, Nati, Papagarita. Kivo Krima. Kivo Krima.
Ilé ẹni sọ̀rọ̀ David Umahi. Ọ̀sán àwọn orí kìíní bá fà gan. David Umahi, minister. But
The lady that was founded now.
but naked
It's
that's the problem.
But we're not
Oliola Aniyonu.
Tá ń gba aṣọ lára rẹ̀.
They found him in his house. They found him in his house.
Hmm?
I think that's why investigation comes in. Actually, they found him in his house. Saying he gets money. You understand?
There's so many,
There's
apart from
so
even that,
many-
there's a lot that can happen. Some things will seem so crystal clear, and it may not actually be so.
That's investigation by Daddy, yeah.
Hey, mo gbé o data tí mo ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ ṣe máa ti tán.
Ṣé mi ò sọ fún ẹ?
Jára ẹ má jẹ́ kí fóònù ẹ máa fi data rẹ ṣe ogle. Ṣe àkíyèsí auto updates. Pa àwọn apps tí o kò bá nílò nígbàkúùgbà.
Ẹ̀rọ ìbánisọ̀rọ̀ lásán lè ní o. Kòkòrò tí ń jẹ data ní ìjẹkújẹ fún ẹni tí ò bá ṣe àmójútó data rẹ̀.
Jẹ ìgbádùn data rẹ ní pẹ̀lẹ́mù limit 100 MTN.
No firewood, no charcoal. Say hello to the new, no smoky party. The one that's smoky flavor, that be like your taste buds. You know smoky party, jollof, jollof. You know smoky party, jollof, smoky party, jollof.
Enjoy the new North Smoky Party Jollof Seasoning.
Give me no, give me smoky party, jollof. You know smoky party, jollof, jollof, jollof.
Abdulrazak Abubakar Toyin University, AATU, Okeogba, Gama, Kwara State, a fast-growing non-profit university, is pleased to inform parents, guidance, and prospective students of the newly approved programs at AATU by the National Universities Commission, NUC. The programs approved are Community Health Science, Nursing Science, Public Health Science, Medical Laboratory Science, Intelligence and Security Studies, Political Science, Public Administration, Mass Communication, Artificial Intelligence, Microbiology, Industrial Chemistry, Chemistry, Medical Physics, Common Law, Common and Islamic Law. Also, our existing programs are in full operation, including IJMB program. Our security network is top-notch. Choose AATU as your first choice and get your admission without stress. For further details, visit www.aatu.edu.ng or call 0816-839-8395 or 0901-979-1412. AAT University, a private, not-for-profit university for global citizenship. Kárílé tó dáa fi ṣe bùsùn ṣe gbogbo ẹ̀. Káralẹ̀ ìfọkànbalẹ̀ kọ́lé sí tàbí dókòwò lórí dúkìá ilé àtilé. Ọ̀pá Homes and Properties Limited wà fún ọ. Ilé iṣẹ́ tó yanrantí tó sì fini lọ́kàn balẹ̀ ní gbogbo ìgbà tó bá ṣe tán. Tó fẹ́ ra ilé àbílé sí gbogbo ibi sẹ́mọ́ǹtì ti gbé jọlẹ̀. Nílọrin àti yíká orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà lápapọ̀. Òótọ́ ọ̀nù àti ìwọ́mọlúwàbí pọ́nbélé la gbé dání ní Ọ̀pá Homes and Properties Limited. Bó ṣe ilé àbílé tó wà lójú títì láti fi ṣe ilé iṣẹ́ àtàwọn ẹ́stéètì gbogbo tó wà nílẹ̀ yìí. Bàbá wọn àdúgbò tó ṣe ń dìde lẹ́bọ̀. Ìwọ́sà ti sọ bó ṣe fẹ́ sí ìfọkànbalẹ̀ nílé àbílẹ̀ tó bá ní Ọ̀pá Homes. Ìwé ìlú òpin pérépéré kò sì ní sí wàhálà òun ò nílẹ̀. Má sì gbàgbé yàtọ̀ sí gbígbé tàbí lílò. Ìdókòwò dúkìá ilé àtilé ló níye lórí jùlọ. Báwa dòwò pọ̀ ní Ọ̀pá Homes and Properties Limited tó wà ní Rukamat Plaza No. 1 Òró Road Táíwò Òkè nílùú Ìlọrin. Pè tàbí kó WhatsApp sórí 0902-255-2292. Ọ̀pá Homes and Properties Limited. Òpó tó gbéléró.
Is it okay to make fun about TikTok? Let's have a talk. Go get face your TikTok strong. Cover your mouth. Not to do yanga with your smell. Brush your teeth with Colgate. Zero gravity and spread.
Ó yìí wà lára lórí atẹ́gùn o. Ó yìí wà ní in-flight. Ó yìí wà in-flight. Plane yẹn. Ó lè dákú.
Today's review of newspaper headlines and editorials. First, with the news.
Today's review of newspaper headlines and editorials plus analysis were always first with the news. Thank you so much for staying tuned to the program. And we've been having a lot of conversation, headlines and stories. But you can be a part of the program by calling us on 09124221019 or 08051899241. Okay, Ibola.
Well, I do have this headline, and well, it's across almost all the newspapers this morning. And this here says that gunmen raid Kogi School, abduct principal, NUCO official, and student. Now, Adebayo, I just had, there's something underneath it that I want us to also talk about while you give your reaction to this. The writer underneath it says it's time to make Safe Schools initiative work. And this is coming from Nat. I mean, it's time. You mean now? Like now,
Well,
despite
that's why when I started hearing those frivolous calls by Governor Seyi Makinde in Oyo State, I was thinking beyond Oyo and beyond Orire, across the entire Oyo State, across Nigeria. Majority of our schools are in the rural area, scattered across the country. This one that happened in Dekina now. Can you see the distance apart? These people are already into us, and we are not vigilant enough. Like the Yoruba will say, when you leave leprosy and you are curing guinea worm, who says that they are not even planning another one in other part of Oyo State? The one that God has helped us rescue the captives, and you are there playing politics, saying that people should come and probe. Nobody is against any probe. Nobody is, but that is not the most important thing now. How do you prevent this thing from being from reoccurring? He himself, the government himself has been indicted by public opinion across the state over there that he claimed at a point to have purchased a surveillance helicopter. People are asking, where is it now? I don't think that any explanation is coming forth from the state or your state government. So look at what is happening now in Dekina. The federal government, the Kogi State, the federal government will not sit down and be attending to Makinde's demand. They will have to face Kogi again. God forbid, if it happens somewhere else, they have to be there.
face there again.
So if our politicians do not know that the beating is changing faster, so also should therefore be a change for the dancing step. Our roof is on fire. We are busy replacing furniture. The foundation of the building is shaking. You are busy with interior decoration. That is all I see to this. Like you said, the school Safe School initiative was launched years ago, but as it is customary of our Nigerian ruling elite, they pay lip service to everything. Nobody, since that Orire kidnap has happened, nobody has been talking about proactive measure to stop it from happening in other local government, in other states, in other parts of the country. Nobody is talking about that. Because we have built our lives in Nigeria around what happens on social media. Cruise. We move from this one to the next one. Now, from Orire to physiotherapy in a minister's house.
Yes.
From there, now only God knows where we are going next. It could be the return of Bobrisky, who has traveled for more than a year now. So all these things, we the citizens, sometimes when they say democracy is government of the people, by the people, and for the people, the people should be the one dictating the agenda. But look at you see the kind of agenda Nigerians are dictating. That is what is given our political elite the effrontery to keep, responding in a ridiculous manner to matters of urgency that has to do with public safety and security of lives and properties. Because we are not serious as a people. We are not. It is like somebody said, it's like we are created for politicking and politicians, not governance. Nobody is talking about governance. Let government do everything, they politicize it. It has been flooding for weeks now across the world. Some people are sounding as if it is the coastal road. The coastal road from Lagos to Calabar, it is as if it is the one that is causing the flooding. That is who we are. That is how we roll. That is how we quit. That is why the few that are doing genuine public advocacy, their voices seems drowned in the cacophony of all these frivolous noises all around us on social media. Assuming the kind of the volume we give to this nonsense that they parade all over social media, assuming we focus it on governance, holding the leaders accountable, they will know that, look, there is no hiding place. We just have to be transparent. We just have to be responsible with the leadership responsibility trusted on us.
Adebayo, talking about the future of education now, because now we see this Punch newspaper. This one is saying that only half of the school children that were abducted that were later released, the parents should actually allow to go back to school because fear still persists in that.
Of course, even those of us whose children have not been kidnapped, I'm afraid now. Everybody should be afraid. And like I used to say here, anytime anybody is kidnapped, I always see myself as maybe the next victim. It could be me. It could be anybody. That's why I act as if it happens in my house.
You see, Adebayo, even former Vice President Atiku also did, let's just say as usual, has something to say about this as well, saying that Nigeria has failed to protect her children. Now, is it really every time, for somebody that is as, vocal as he is it really every time a politician says something that we think is politicking, or there could be element into what they're saying?
Exactly, he's saying the reality. But don't be surprised. By the time he gets to power, he will be rehearsing the same thing. The same way President Bola Ahmed Tinubu sounded more acerbic, more critical of Jonathan than he is now of himself. Look at the snippet of everything he had said on social media years back. It's been brought out. And when Yaya Bombi happened, he said any government that cannot protect citizens will resign. And something worse, much worse, had happened than what happened in Yaya.
Yes.
Even if it is not true terrorism, it will be true floodings. Look at what happened in Mokwa. And ask yourself, what step are they taking to rectify or prevent the reoccurrence of what happened in Mokwa? Nothing. So it is their ways. If Atiku Abubakar comes to office today, he will start rehearsing this problem. He will remind you that he did not start them. Because we that are supposed to hold them accountable, we are not serious. We don't even seem to know what we have. What we want. People who are shouting that there is insecurity in the land when the original kidnap happened. The same set of people are now saying they staged it. So are they not contradictory?
So what exactly do we
Is that
want?
not contradiction? Those who said that this insecurity, you see the government has failed, insecurity, blah, blah, blah. Then after the rescue, the same people now came out tongue in cheek to tell us that it was staged. Despite the fact that some officers lost their lives in the line of service. And some of the captives were even killed. So we don't know what we want as a people until we have that political education, political socialization, political consciousness of what governance should be, of what public affairs should be, of what public advocacy should be, of what public commentary should be. We don't just come out and comment for the sake of it. All that Atiku and other opposition parties are saying, they can't even convince themselves that they are saying the right thing. Just something to make the person in power look bad. The same thing the current president too did it to who was in power when he was in opposition too. So, but the onus is now on us, who are not politicians, to now, because we are in the majority, to now decide this is what we want, this is how we want our country to be run. And how do we do that? Looking through the profile of all the people that are seeking our votes into public offices. We have that opportunity. But unfortunately, some people will now start, there is even a language they use now, empowerment. They no longer ask they have 5,000 naira packet. They call it empowerment.
Let's put this one. Hello, good morning. Good morning, community.
We need to advise the federal government to please let there be a government that stop criticizing the human. I want to tell you something one is going on security. If these coppers too, they are afraid to go to northern side to serve their nation. It's not supposed to be like this. It never happened before. They refuse now. They don't want to go because the parents, children at home, I don't want to follow life sit down. Instead of go there and not come back. See how much insecurity is going on in the northern part. What are the federal government doing? These are started this kind of thing and they're not ready. you must be one to do the bottom line of what it is doing. Not to decide to validate by
All right, thank you for your contribution. Adeba, you want to respond to that?
Yes, Mr. Rotimi from Oro, you cannot sit down in the corner of your room and dictate what others think about public officers. You say your own and let others say their own. I'm not here canonizing the federal government because they have not covered themselves in glory also. So, but all I'm saying is that Governor Seyi Makinde should be more concerned about providing safety. Because I've just told you the contradiction about how the whole thing panned out. Number one, you said you admitted that there is insecurity when it happened. After this, you said they staged it and you now want a probe.
All right,
simply because you want to respond to what Fayose said. Fayose recklessly said.
We'll come back, we'll continue. Please stay tuned right there.
Ṣé ìgbà tó ti fẹ́ parí ọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀ tó ti pe Báyọ̀ lẹ́yìn ẹ̀ mo mọ̀ kó ti wọ́ tiẹ̀.
Tí ìdùnnú bá ní ìró ní Nàìjíríà, báyìí gẹ́lẹ́ ni yóò ṣe dún. Fún ọdún márùnléláàádọ́rin, Coca-Cola ti wà nínú àwọn àkókò ìdùnnú tó mú wa pọ̀. Láti ìgbéyàwó, sí ọjọ́ ìbí, sí ìsọmọlórúkọ, sí ìwújáde, sí ìgbòkègbodò, kódà sí gbogbo àkókò. Ó ti pẹ́ àdìsíjọ wà. Nísìnyí, o lè jẹ́ alábàápín nínú ayọ̀ wa kí o sì jẹ̀gbádùn ìdá ogún sí pẹ̀lú Coca-Cola, Fanta àti Sprite páàkì 60cl fún ìwọ nìkan ṣoṣo. Bẹ́ẹ̀ tí ìlú rẹ̀
nígbà ló sì mi kọ̀ ọ̀rà.
Òun tó avoid mi, ó rí pé mo mẹ́lò bíbá ìfún ni, èyí wà tó ní pàtẹ́tì mọ́. Tó bá wá ó máa ń sọ̀rọ̀, ó wọ́n nígbà ìdíjẹta, ó ń sọ ní ó láwọn lọ́nà kan lọ́bẹ̀rẹ̀ má bìtì, máa rà wá rẹ̀, ó wá pè padà. Ó ní chairman wá sọ̀rọ̀ kan ní bíbá ìdíje last week, ó ní pé àwọn control anybody tó máa sọ, kí ló dé táwọn àwọn afẹ́fẹ́ máa control àwọn ará ilé tán sọ. Mo wá fẹ́ dá lóhùn pé ṣé tán bá pè é pé kó wá náwó sí northern government tó bẹ̀rẹ̀ bá ní ti ṣé wà lè náwó sí.
Do we know Sam bóyá irọ́ ló papọ̀ lórúkọ rẹ̀ gan-an?
Tọ́, we don't even know whether you are saying you claim you are. The only thing I know is your voice. That people very well.
Táwọn ti ní bá dé ní ìsìn ó yẹ gbé ló sì ní from olómi sábàyọ̀ ọmọlé rẹ̀ tọ̀.
Bí ọmọ náà ẹ̀.
Lẹ́yìn kẹlẹ́ sóòrò kẹlẹ́
lẹ́yìn nọ́mbà rẹ̀ tí mo ní lọ́wọ́.
Ibù nọ́mbà gan-an tó bá ní ẹ̀ka provide number àsúbí ẹ̀fẹ̀ kò sí wá fẹ́ provide number rẹ̀.
Tọ́.
Ṣé IBC ló máa gbé nọ́mbà jáde?
Àgbọ̀dẹ̀ ṣe wà ipò ṣe sóbì nìkan o. Mi máa ní tí bóyá kìíní ló ń sọ pé station tóun ti wá náà pé àwọn dààmú ó sì ní fọwọ́. Bóyá ṣẹ̀rífà ó ṣàgbé ṣẹ̀rífà.
Ìjọ tí mo ó pè ìjọ yẹn so tá a ti wá fẹ́ máa lọ mo wá rẹ kìíní kan and so no ó tó ó pè so mo wá kálẹ̀dọ̀ mi sọ̀rọ̀ kó ká máa lọ. Mo sáré pé nọ́mbà yẹn ń pè wú mo wá gbé for the last time pé let's see one more call before we leave. Ló bá kọ̀ bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní bú mi kìíní kan èmi ò gbé kọ́ ló mọ́ torí pé kìíní kan. Tó bá ti sọ̀rọ̀ ọ̀rọ̀ yóò dẹ̀rù wá padà máa repeat rẹ̀ mọ́ others want to talk. So mo wá sí wá rẹ̀ nìyẹn náà so gbàdọ́ wá pè padà ó lè mi ò gbé kọ́ ló mọ́ mo wá fẹ́ sàlàyé fún pé àìrírí kọ́ ló ní. Ó kàn tán náà ni pé bó ṣe bẹ̀rẹ̀ ní kíní kan. I called with my money. This man insulted me for 2 minutes 30 seconds. Ó dẹ̀ sọ náà ó dẹ̀ pòṣe ó dẹ̀ end the call. Mo wá pè padà pé kí n tún àlàyé ṣe fún un. Ó tún fi another sort of 90 seconds lé àti báyìí pé mo dẹ̀ fílẹ̀ mi ò nọ́mbẹ̀ wà mí báyìí ó wá dijọ́ kan ó wá tún pè padà tó bá ti ṣe irú nǹkan bẹ́ẹ̀ ó lè má pè mọ́ for the next 1 month ló bá tún bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní pè bó ṣe sáà nìyàn ló ṣe sáà mo ní let me tell you something if you are not careful I will go to plank you out of this platform for that time ó lọ for more than 3 months mi ò wúrò ẹ̀ mọ́ but o máa ń gbóòórùn rẹ̀ lórí bíbá ẹ̀ ọwọ́ àti kánà náà ìjà ní.
ọjọ́ ìyá wọn ló pé kí wọ́n á bẹ̀ ó bú kánà yọ fẹ́ mọ respond padà mo ṣe àkọ́tì kánà yọ pé òní wọ́n wá respond yẹn òní wọ́n á yí ta kéésì lórí program tẹ́bi àpá ẹ̀mọ́ kò máa kánà yọ so angry láti yẹn.
kánà jẹ́ kó pè padà mi ò tiẹ̀ máa ń jáde kí ló bá sọ ọmọ mi láàárọ̀.
ó dà pé àgbà
màá mọ̀ létí gbogbo àwọn sọ́kùnrin ti máa ń sọ nígbà ó lè kó bẹ́ẹ̀ mú pé tọ́ba ti ní àwọn blank yẹn ọ̀tọ̀. ó ti sọ ní pé òun ní pèsè orí bíbá yìí mọ́ ṣèbó ó sọ lórí bíbá yìí pé òun ní ó sọ lórí atẹ́gùn pé òun ní pèsè program yìí mọ́ mi ò mọ dídó bí lọ bẹ́ẹ̀.
tí wọ́n ní ẹ̀yìn rẹ̀ tó fẹ́ lọ yìí.
tí ẹ bá ṣe sí tí mo sí wa.
mo ti ẹ̀ dúpẹ́ ìjọ gbàrà lọ election tó kọjá náà mo fẹ́ àbí upper election mo ní mo fẹ́ meet ẹ̀ àti ẹ̀ tí mo ti dé bàbá correspondence wa òró yẹn àti ń múra ló wá sọ pé aláyí ti fẹ́ máa lọ láyé wọn mi àwa dẹ̀ ní àṣẹ ń bọ̀ ní because bá tábà ti kú ní Ìlọrin báyìí à ń ya gbogbo òjòkú ọ̀fà yẹn wọnú káàkiri títí tí a máa fi lè òkè onígbìn wọlé so bàtà máa fi débẹ̀ wọ́n ní láyé tí wọ́n ti ń pè wá pé láyé ìyẹn náà ṣe ìmọ̀ tí náà àbájẹ̀ meet ẹ̀.
Today's review of newspaper headlines and editorials. First, with the news.
Sọ fún gbé kó máa gbé kọ̀ kọ́nà jẹ́ kó jẹ́ kọ̀ dé try to gbé kọ̀ kọ́nà jẹ́
Today's review of newspaper headlines and editorials plus analysis. Welcome to the last lap of the show with Mariam Afolabi, Adebayo Abubakar, and Ayobola Anila. And you and these few minutes that we have, we can still call us on 091242211019 or 00518992441. I hope you're still watching us live on Facebook. Okay, we have this call. Let's pick this call first. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, your name and where you're calling from, please.
Mohammed is calling from Pakistan.
Okay, your contribution quickly.
Yes, let me start by advising Mr. Tayo not to criticize the marketing much.
Okay.
Not to criticize the marketing much. What will you say about our own governor here who has not done anything effective about security? We started the discussion from Mr. Malami issue.
Yes.
Is it because the man left APC today? That's why he's saying political debt. How many of Malami in APC government today? We have hundreds of them. But because without this APC, we are being covered. As a journalist, we need to open the gate. We need to enlighten our government and citizens as well. We are still in APC. Even though you have done bad, nobody will question you.
All right, thank you very much for your contribution.
If I may ask the last caller, thank you for your advice, but then we don't have to, say it the way we see it and let others say it the way they see it too. Yes, the federal government has not covered themselves in glory, but all I'm telling Governor Seyi Makinde is that the people, the victims of this kidnap, they are closer to him than they are to the president in Abuja. So that he should focus more on providing psychosocial support to these people that are seriously in need of it. And again, are you saying that anybody who goes into government and embezzles money and join opposition should not be asked to account for it? If that is what you are advocating, I think you and I cannot be on the same page.
I think it says something.
I agree that there are some people too who are supposed to be, answering questions are still in APC unanswered to. That is why the opposition needs to step up their game, take control of government through the next election, and then come and prosecute those APC people. Let it make it turn by turn. Nobody should use being in opposition to stop the government from asking him questions about his stewardship. We should not be emotional about all these things too. The citizens. We shouldn't.
Let's talk about this one before we go quickly.
Opposition party is not meant for looting. It's not a place of asylum for looters.
Let's talk about this before we go. State police governors can't turn outfit into private army. That is coming from the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Abbas. It's actually defended that proposed state police bill that it cannot be turned into. Governors can't turn into their personal army.
That is our prayer. That is what every Nigerian wants. We don't want a state police that the state government will turn to instrument of violence against perceived opponents, both political opponents and whatever. We are looking for, but let's hope and let's just wait and see what they come up with, because I've not seen a copy of that bill. What we have been seeing is snippets of what is there, what is in there. But they keep promising us that they are going to make it so robust that it will be foolproof for any governor to be able to abuse. So we hope that they are able to live by their word and come up with a measure to prevent the state governors, because, like they say, power corrupts. Absolute power corrupts absolutely.
Okay, Ayobola, do you have, I was thinking we can pick one or two more calls before we go this one. Ayobola, quickly.
Okay, there's this headline, it's actually a 2-in-1, wherein the president has said that Nigeria's economy has actually recorded steady growth after 3 years of reforms, and another one to contradict that says that poverty threatens 79% of Nigerians despite reforms.
No, two truths can coexist.
Oh, really?
They are not contradictory. the economy is doing well on macro level, but on micro level, Nigerians are not feeling it. We've seen the improvements at the macro level, but at the micro level, Nigerians are not feeling the improvement brought about by the reform. That's why the president needs to tighten his belt, walk off his socks, and make sure that these things trickle down to the common man on the street. Make available, electricity. Let there be good road. Let those things that contribute to food inflation, let it reduce. By that, Nigerians can, like John Jerry Rawlings said before he took over in Ghana, may God bless, rest his soul. He said, I don't have PhD in econometrics, but I understand the language my stomach is telling me. I am hungry.
On that note, we'll be running up on the program on today's video of newspaper headlines and editorial. Please stay tuned to Sobi 101.9 FM for more interesting programs.
Why are there so many Indomie wrappers on your table?
I'm collecting my Indomie Moments wrappers. I want to win something big.
Something big, just like that.
Yes, by collecting 10 unique moments inside the Indomie wrapper, anyone can become a winner.
I'm going home. I want to start collecting my own Indomie Moments wrappers.
That's right. Don't miss out on My Indomie Moments promo. Collect 10 unique moments and stand a chance to win amazing prizes. Visit www.indomie.ng/My Indomie Moments.
No firewood, no charcoal. Say hello to the new, no smoky party. The one that's smoky flavor, that be like your taste. You know smoky party,
Guy, we don't talk since so. Ha, take I go do my work, eh? We go continue this talk later. Oh boy, you don't talk. How bad? You know the tire. Now the new level be that too. This new MTN sachet bundle don't make life easy for me. Brotherly, involve me now. Make me say they follow ya like you. Talk until you tire. When you dey on top the new MTN sachet bundles, dial *312*7# and press 2 to start to enjoy from 100 naira. Load down, talk they go.
lọ́pọ̀ ìgbà àwọn èèyàn kì í mọ bí dátà wọn ṣe máa ń tètè jó tán èmi gẹ́gẹ́ bí ẹ̀rọ ìbánisọ̀rọ̀ alágbèéká wa jẹ́ kí n jẹ́ ẹ sí bó ti ṣe máa ń ṣẹlẹ̀ gan-an kété tí olówó mi bá ti sùn ni màá ti máa ṣe ohun tí kò ní mọ̀ tó bá sì mọ̀ àpẹẹrẹ kí n sáré ṣe auto update nìyẹn tí oorun bá ti wọ̀ lára iṣẹ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀ nìyẹn màá ṣe cloud backup tó bá ti wá fi oorun rẹ̀ sí GR3 gbogbo àwọn apps tó ti ṣí sílẹ̀ lèmi á máa refresh ní tèmi o tó fi dórí àwọn apps tí ó lò gẹ́gẹ́ bí ẹ̀rọ ìbánisọ̀rọ̀ ẹ mọ̀ pé mo gbọ́dọ̀ mọ gbogbo bí nǹkan ṣe ń lọ lórí ayélujára tí olówó mi bá ti jí ẹgbọ́n tó máa ń wí.
yéè mo gbé o dátà tí mo ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ ṣe máa ti tọ̀.
ṣé mi ò sọ fún ẹ.
jára ẹ má jẹ́ kí fóònù ẹ máa fi dátà rẹ ṣe ogle ṣe àkíyèsí auto updates pa àwọn apps tí o kò bá nílò nígbàkúùgbà.
ẹ̀rọ ìbánisọ̀rọ̀ lásán lèmi o kòkòrò tí ń jẹ dátà ní ìjẹkújẹ fún ẹni tí ò bá ṣe àmójútó dátà rẹ̀.
jẹ ìgbádùn dátà rẹ ní wẹ̀lẹ̀mú limit 100 MTN.
Start your day and have a good time. Kivo Krima, even when you need to clear your eyes. Kivo Krima, when you need to have the break time. Kivo Krima, not see Papa Garita. Kivo Krima, Kivo Krima, Kivo Krima.
Good time moments with Kivo Krima.
Kivo Krima.
Guy, we don't talk since so. Ha, take I go do my work, eh? We go continue this talk later. Oh boy, you don't talk. How bad? You know the tire. Now the new level be that too. This new MTN sachet bundle don't make life easy for me. Brotherly, involve me now. Make me say they follow ya like you. Talk until you tire. When you dey on top the new MTN sachet bundles, dial *312*7# and press 2 to start to enjoy from 100 naira. Load down, talk they go.
Amaka, who result don show?
Hey, we pass.
I never check am. I want make we check together.
Oh yeah, now make we enter online portal see.
Alpha.
We don pass. We don pass.
Now I feel relax. Abeg, give me 135cl glass bottle of Coke Zero wey cold well. Correct taste. How much? 200 naira.
200 naira? Abeg, bring another bottle, John.
35cl glass bottle of Coke, Fanta or Sprite, zero sugar, still dey for 200 naira. Buy am now o.
No firewood, no charcoal. Say hello to the no smoky party. The one that smoky flavor, got me like your taste bud. You know smoky party, jollof, jollof. You know smoky party, jollof, smoky party, jollof.
Enjoy the new North Smoky Party Jollof Seasoning.
Give me now, give me smoky party, jollof. You know smoky party, jollof, jollof, jollof.
ẹ jẹ́ kí a máa kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin olólùfẹ́ wa níbikíbi tẹ́ wà tẹ́tí náà fàní àti máa gbọ́ wa yálà nílẹ̀ yìí tàbí nílẹ̀ òkèrè. Olóyìnbó máa sọ nǹkan kan wípé agbára ni a fi ń toni jẹ́ ìyẹn ni pé information is power. tí èèyàn bá mọ̀ nípa àwọn nǹkan tí ń lọ èèyàn kan máa pàdánù àwọn àǹfààní lọ́lọ́kọ̀ òjọ̀kan tí ń lọ káàkiri ni. ṣùgbọ́n lásìkò yọpọ́n aṣẹ́ tó ti sún yálà ó fẹ́ ra nǹkan ìlónúlé tàbí fóònù àbóríṣiríṣi nǹkan wá sọ pé àmì ìlówó lọ́wọ́ mi ò lè rí kíní ìrà àǹfààní aláìlẹ́gbẹ́ kan ni ó tó dé báyìí láti lè jẹ́ kí wọn náà di ẹni tí ó ní àwọn dúkìá tá a mọ̀ sí properties dáadáa láì ṣe yípo làágùn. Ilé-iṣẹ́ kan wà tí wọ́n ń pè ní CDCare kí ni wọ́n ń kí ẹ̀ fún gan kí ni wọ́n dúró lé lórí jọ́ọ̀ ìlàfi ní aṣojú CDCare ní inú yàrá agbára pẹ̀lú mi ọ̀gbẹ́ni Abdulhakeem Okunọlá ẹ bá mi kí gbogbo àwọn ará lé.
ẹ kú dédé wòyí o ẹ̀yin ará lé orúkọ mi ni Abdulhakeem Okunọlá gẹ́gẹ́ bí olóòtú ṣe dárúkọ. application àṣírí ọ̀la òní agbóhábáyín tí a mọ̀ sí CDCare CDCARE application ní jẹ́ pé tí ẹ bá ti ní orí fóònù yín ẹ ní àǹfààní láti wo àti ra àti san díẹ̀díẹ̀ gbogbo nǹkan èlò inú ilé fóònù ni o laptop ni o mattress ni o kettle pot ni o bẹ́ẹ̀ fẹ́ ra àga ó wà ńbẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ fẹ́ ra mọ́tò ó wà ńbẹ̀ tẹ́lẹ̀ máa sanwó díẹ̀díẹ̀ láì ní èlé kankan nínú àti wọ́n máa ń fún àwọn oníbàárà onídàánilójú wípé kí wọ́n lọ sí ojú ọjà kí wọ́n lọ wò pé èló ni wọ́n ń ta àwọn kíní bẹ́ẹ̀ ni kí wọ́n lọ wò kó tó di pé wọ́n wà á ní àǹfààní pé ọjà jẹ́ máa sanwó kíní ní ọ̀dọ̀ wa àǹfààní sì wà fún wọn láti sanwó láti oṣù méjì tí dé oṣù méjìlá so àwọn kan tó àtàrí pé ọ̀sọ̀ọ̀sẹ̀ ni wọ́n fẹ́ láǹfààní láti máa sanwó àǹfààní náà wà fún wọn láti sanwó láti ọ̀sẹ̀ méjì títí di 40 weeks ogójì ọ̀sẹ̀ láti máa sanwó.
mọ̀lẹ́bí ń pè tí wọ́n kọ́kọ́ san iye kan lẹ̀ ni wọ́n wàá gbé ọjà àwọn àmọ́ sọ yòókù díẹ̀díẹ̀ báwo ẹ ṣe.
ẹ ṣeun olóòtú ṣe rí bí a ṣe gbé kalẹ̀ ni wípé àǹfààní oṣù méjì títí di oṣù méjìlá tá a gbé kalẹ̀ tí wọ́n bá ti ń rà tó bá ti ń sanwó dé ìdajì oṣù tó bá mú láàmú gbé ọjà yìí fún wọn tí wọ́n sì máa fi ní àǹfààní láti máa san yòókù fún àpẹẹrẹ tí wọ́n bá mú oṣù méjì tó bá ti sanwó alákọ̀ọ́kọ́ kalẹ̀ ó túmọ̀ sí wípé a gbé ọjà yẹn fún wọn wọ́n san owó ìyókù ní oṣù míì táàbọ̀ sí tó bá mú oṣù mẹ́rin àǹfààní náà fún láti san ìkíní kejì tó bá ti san tán a wá gbé ọjà yẹn fún wọn wọ́n á máa san ìkẹta ìkẹrin lẹ́yìn ìgbà tí wọ́n bá ti ń lo ìkíní lọ́wọ́ àti oṣù mẹ́fà àti oṣù mẹ́jọ àti bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ bó ṣe wà nìyẹn sà.
kí ni ìdí tí ẹ fi ṣe báyìí pé káwọn yóò kọ́kọ́ san owó lẹ̀ díẹ̀ díẹ̀ tó di pé ẹ gbé ọjà fún wọn.
ẹ ṣeun olóòtú ṣe rí nǹkan tá a ṣe ni wípé àwọn pé gbogbo ẹni tó bá ti ń ṣe iṣẹ́ ó yẹ kó ní àǹfààní láti ra àwọn nǹkan tó sì lè máa sanwó díẹ̀ díẹ̀ so ẹni tí ó mú oṣù mẹ́rin tó sanwó kìíní kejì fún ọkàn wa ti balẹ̀ lórí pé eléyìí yóò lè máa sanwó lọ ẹni tí wọ́n sì bẹ̀rù pé mo fẹ́ sanwó kìíní tán lẹ́ẹ̀kan náà ni àǹfààní wà ó san ó sì máa gbé nǹkan rẹ̀ lọ a sì gbé wá sí ilé rẹ̀ báyìí ni láì ní dàá láàmú rárá sà.
ṣé àwọn ni wọ́n lọ ná kìíní ọ̀ ni wọ́n lọ ra nǹkan tí a bá fẹ́ ni àbí ẹ̀yin lẹ́ rà fún wọn.
ṣé gbogbo nǹkan tí wọ́n fẹ́ rà pátápátá bíi fóònù àti èrò nílà pẹ́ẹ́ntì gbogbo ẹ̀ pátápátá àwa ti ní gbogbo eléyìí nílẹ̀ ṣé wàá rí tonímọ́tò dé a mú fún wọn láǹfààní kí wọ́n lọ ború mọ́tò tán bá fẹ́ kọ́lọ̀ tán bá fẹ́ iye tán bá ń tà kán sọ fún àwa àwọn wà lọ sanwó rẹ̀ ìdí ni pé olóòtú a ti rí oríṣiríṣi pé mọ́tò tí àwọn pípọ̀ rà fún mi kò dá nǹkan kan kò ní jẹ́ pé mọ́tò tí a rà fún yín á jẹ́ pé mọ́tò tẹ́ ẹ lọ wá fúnra yín gẹ́gẹ́ bó ṣe jẹ́ nìyẹn tẹ́sí láǹfààní láti máa sanwó rẹ̀ láì ní dà yín láàmú rárá.
níbo ni ọ́fíìsì yín. ọ́fíìsì wa wà ní number 2 Adébáyọ̀ road behind kitchen mall ní owó ní boys area off Taiwo Òkè Ìlọrin ní ìpínlẹ̀ Kwara ẹ lè pè wá sórí ẹ̀rọ ìbánisọ̀rọ̀ 070-748-43372 lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí 070-748-43372.
olùléṣẹ́ wa sì wà ní nọ́mbà 6 Ike Asogua Anthony lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ ní ìlú Èkó bẹ́ẹ̀ ni olóòtú ẹ ṣeun olóòtú.
ọ̀rọ̀ lẹ́tí gbọ́n láti ẹnu ọ̀gbẹ́ni Abdulhakeem Okunọlá tẹ́ jẹ́ aṣojú CDCare ìwọ náà má gbọ́ra ẹ lónìí kó lè bàjẹ́ tó ní dúkìá.
ọ̀rẹ́ wa kí ló dé tó rojú kókó báyìí.
wo ọ̀rẹ́ ó sún mi ó jẹ ìyá ìṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ pètàn lórí fóònù ní gbogbo abọ́ ọ̀dáná wa ní jò gáàsì líńdà wa náà ti fẹ́ẹ̀ jẹ tán gbogbo electronics wa ló ti dẹnu kọlẹ̀ owó ni ò sì ṣarajọ yìí.
ara ń tà wó nù ṣọ́ọ̀pù ọ̀gbọ́n nípa CDCare ni.
CDCare kí ni ń jẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀.
CDCare CDCARE application àṣírí ọ̀la ni níbi tó ti ra gbogbo tó fẹ́ tó sì máa sanwó díẹ̀díẹ̀ bí oríṣiríṣi gadget electronics tó fi dórí ká ọkọ̀ ayọ́kẹ́lẹ́ kò sì lélẹ̀ lórí o iye ọjà tó ọbára lọ́mọ dáwọ́ ẹ̀ padà o lè sanwó ohun èlò tó ọbára fódìdí oṣù 12 tàbí 40 ọ̀sẹ̀.
irọ́ ni o.
òótọ́ tọ́ hàn ní gbogbo àwọn nǹkan èlò inú ilé mi orí CDCare ni mo ti rà wọ́n kódà iPhone tó wù lọ́wọ́ mi yìí lè sanwó rẹ̀ tán.
ó sì rírú èyí o sì fi pamọ́ fún mi láti jọ yìí.
ìwọ ló béèrè ṣùgbọ́n ní báyìí tètè dánlóòdù CDCare lórí Google Play Store àti iOS App Store kí wọn náà máa jayé CDCare ní wẹ̀lẹ̀mù rántó nílò kó máa sanwó wẹ́rẹ́wẹ́rẹ́ láì ní èdè kankan lórí ẹ kàn sí wẹ́bsáìtì wa cdcare.app.
Make your life easier. sí dókítà oníṣẹ́yìn ẹja jọjọ. sókè ẹ̀fẹ̀ láyé gbọ́. sókè ẹ̀fẹ̀ náà ní bàbá gbogbo. láyé gbọ́. ẹja jọjọ ẹ má gbẹ kúrò. gbé polówó ọjà rẹ wá o kájé wọ gbẹ. gbé polówó ọjà rẹ wá o kájé wọ gbẹ. onílé iṣẹ́ ńláńlá olókoòwò kéékèèké káfíntì wá gbé tiyín lárugẹ. ọjà táwọn bá polówó ìtìwìtì sàfihàn máa dára. rédíò tó mi lu jìgìjìgì tó kọ́ mi lọ́gbọ́n ìròyìn tí ò lẹ́lẹ́gbẹ́ eré ìdárayá Sobi FM náà ní bàbá gbogbo Sobi FM láyé gbọ́ láwọn ọ̀sẹ̀ láyé gbọ́ láwọn ìgbà ọmọ mi ò lè sọ lájà gbọ́ ẹ má gbẹ kúrò Sobi FM láyé gbọ́ ọ̀sẹ̀ láyé gbọ́ rédíò tó ju rédíò lọ́gbọ́n ẹ má gbẹ kúrò ẹ má gbọ́.
Nàìjíríà kò lè dá ẹ jẹ́ ká sowọ́pọ̀ ká lè gòkè àgbà ká lè tẹ̀síwájú ká sowọ́pọ̀ ẹ jẹ́ ká sowọ́pọ̀ Hausa ti yí Nàìjíríà kò lè dá pẹ̀lú Yorùbá wa ẹ jẹ́ ká sowọ́pọ̀ ká lè gòkè àgbà ká lè tẹ̀síwájú.
Hello. Hello, lovelies. Good morning. Àbájọ mo ti kọ́lẹ̀. Àti mo rò pé perspective mo sọ fún yín lánàá pé ṣe perspective. Kó má jẹ́ pé kí n má sọ̀rọ̀ ni o. Yes sir. Daddy ẹ káàárọ̀. Adé yìí mo ṣe ń gbé gbèdégbèdé kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀.